So as you can see, we're here for the Tiesto concert, which is coming out tomorrow. Tiesto in the Park. Tiesto very kindly taking some time to talk to us. So thank you very much for doing that today. How's 2009 been going for you so far?
It's been good and phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been beginning of the year I was working on my album.
Okay, and this is the Kaleidoscope album.
This is the Kaleidoscope album.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when does that when is that launched?
It's going to be released on the 6th of October.
Right. Okay. And what does that bring together in comparison to your other In Search of Sunrise and Elements of Life albums? What's the kind of journey on this one?
It's a completely different journey than I ever made before.
Okay.
So it's very danceable and still Tiesto sounding, but so many different influences on the album,
Right.
different styles of music and collaborations with artists.
Which artists have you collaborated with on this particular album?
Priscilla Hahn from Blue Note,
Right.
with Tegan and Sarah, and Sneaky Sound System,
Brilliant.
and yeah, so many more.
And you've got a new single coming out, haven't you, with Sneaky Sound System?
Yeah,
That's
this single is going to be released soon. Yeah.
And that's getting its first day tomorrow on Pete Tong's show, is it? Is that the first airing of it?
Well, Pete played it last week.
Oh, it was last week. Oh, sorry. Okay.
He's going to play it again tonight, I heard.
Right. Okay.
And tomorrow
Brilliant.
as well.
So people can tune in, check that out.
Yeah. Love Pete though.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, you've done a lot of these Tiesto events, and they're absolutely enormous shows. Now, obviously, I've been to a couple of these now. The O2, where you did the Indigo, and then the O2 Main Arena. Now Victoria Park. Obviously, the UK legacy's been very rapidly moving forward. With so much production going on in there, what will you be doing tomorrow night? What sort of things have you got in store for the clubbers when they come down to see this show?
Well, they're going to hear a brand new Tiesto, I think. Like a lot of new songs and songs from the album, and the different styles are playing now. I think my sound has changed in the last 6 months.
Okay, fair enough. And has it moved? What sort of directions have you moved more into now? Where are you taking inspiration from for your music?
Well, I get inspiration from a lot of things, like the other DJs or bands, so I play like the remixes I did lately, like the Rock Party remix or
Yeah.
the Yeah.
Okay.
That kind of indie rock vibe with a beat.
Yeah. Okay. Wicked.
Some mashups and some house tracks, a couple of techno tracks in there.
It's a really nice blend of dance music all the way through, so it's quite progressive in how it moves.
Yeah, it's progressive, eclectic, and yeah, not just the old Tiesto trance sound.
Yeah, indeed. And how long is your set going to be? Because you play different length sets in each of your shows, don't you?
Yeah.
How long will you be playing tomorrow in Victoria Park?
Play from 6:30 till 10:45. That's a hard curfew. I have to stop at 10:45.
Fair enough. Okay. And how do you prepare for these sort of sets? Because they can obviously be seen as sort of marathon sets. Most DJs might only get 1 to 2 hours in order to do their stuff.
Yeah.
What sort of preparation goes into putting these things together?
A lot more, because you have to keep it interesting for more than 4 hours. So
yeah,
it's a lot of work listening to tracks, but I'm always working on my set every day.
Yeah.
You find new tracks, you delete some tracks. Every day you work on your set. So it's a continuing process.
Yeah, cool. And then getting your mixes that work really nicely that you can then take out into your club and stuff.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
And with these, obviously you've got a lot of support acts tomorrow. Calvin Harris, Hadouken, and Sneaky Sound System. When putting something together, what do you look for fundamentally to choose these acts and look at who you're going to bring in?
Well, I looked at the hardest artist I could get for the show, and Calvin is amazing. That's a great producer, and he did so many great stuff lately. It's going to be very interesting to see him perform. And Sneaky Sound System, her voice is amazing, so it was a great 1 or 2. I didn't want to use another DJ as well, because I will be DJing already, so let's try something else.
That's it, yeah. And obviously the whole Tiesto concept has always been about a one DJ-led show, hasn't it, rather than being in amongst another sort of lineup of DJs.
Yeah.
And do you think that's been obviously a strength in what you do as Tiesto in terms of offering something slightly different?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've controlled the music for such a long time, and you can just give the people a bit more variety.
Yeah.
If you have other DJs play before you, then they play already a couple of songs you would like to play and stuff like that.
Yeah.
it's great if you have the whole night for yourself.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Now, obviously, moving over to Ibiza, that's now in full swing now, and this is your second year of privilege, is it?
It's my second year of privilege, yeah, every Monday night.
And how is that going this year?
It's going amazingly well.
Yeah.
I mean, last year we started on the 7th of July, and this year we start 1 month earlier on the 8th of June.
Okay.
And it's been ramped every week.
Brilliant.
And I was really surprised with that.
And any sort of particularly memorable moments that you've had in there so far this year? Any particular things that have happened that are sort of stuck in your mind?
What got stuck in my mind was that, I think the whole transition I'm going through started in Ibiza, and I feel like I can play more and more whatever I want and experiment, and Ibiza is a great place for me to develop my new style.
Cool. And you obviously get a lot of fans that follow you about to all of your, to a lot of your gigs. I think it'd be hard to follow you to all of them nowadays. Do you ever get any sort of mad or fairly eccentric fans that you meet, sort of people that are a little bit sort of stick in your mind as being a bit more quirky?
What's quirky?
Maybe a bit weird or something like that.
Crazy?
Yeah, but still, he's just funny.
Yeah, I mean, you have crazy fans, of course, and it's amazing. And some guys you see like on every show, and I'm like, oh, he's there again. There's one guy in Ibiza, he's been there every week since June.
Fantastic.
Every week he's there in the same spot, you know, from the beginning till the end of the set, and you know, I always say hi to him. And
brilliant.
It's brilliant, yeah.
He must like that, obviously, with the connection that you'd sort of have with the crowd. It can be quite a nice moment when the DJ notices you.
Yeah, it's amazing that that you can have that impact on people. You know, it's very. Yeah. And
so, with sort of moving on with you, so you've just announced an 18-month world tour. Where is that going to take you? Whereabouts have you put on the map to do?
Well, we started in New York at the end of September, and then we do 2 months of America, and then I do South America, Brazil, Colombia. In January I go to Australia.
Wow.
February, March, Asia, and then April, a big UK tour, the whole month of April.
Okay. Where in the UK has it been announced which areas you're doing in the UK?
I think it's going to be like 12 different venues.
Wow.
Really all over the UK. So
brilliant.
Hopefully all the big areas you can find, and then in May, from May on, it's going to be the European leg of the tour.
Cool.
And end up in Ibiza, the closing party next year.
Wicked. When you're obviously doing your tours, you have to look for venues that can hold, you know, for rather large crowds, and obviously you've obviously got your health and safety and some of that to take into consideration. But if, say, health and safety was no object at all, and you could pick anywhere in the world to throw a party, where would you want to do it?
At this moment?
Yeah.
Why should I throw a party? Well, everywhere where there's war, I guess, and it's to make people more happy and, you know,
wicked.
Try to forget something.
Wicked. Now, when you're not doing your globetrotting, obviously you spend a lot of time in the studio with artists doing your collaborations. But aside from that, what else do you do to kind of chill out and sort of take time out?
When I chill out, I do the really standard stuff actually.
Yeah.
Just go to the cinema or to the beach. I love going to the beach, just chill out.
When we're catching you playing on an Xbox or a PlayStation or something like that?
Not so much though.
No computers guy.
Well, I like the PSP. I play a lot of poker on the PSP.
Oh, poker, man.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I love it. And, yeah.
Cool. Now, 2004 saw you broadcast to about 4 billion people with the Olympics, and obviously must have been a tremendous experience. How did that experience compare in knowing that you were being televised out to that kind of mass of people in comparison to maybe doing an event like Tiesto?
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel a lot more highly pressured? Did it feel different, or did you kind of just fall into it?
Well, it definitely felt different. The fact that you walk into the stadium and it's full of people, and at that moment you feel what the athlete is feeling, because you know he's been working for 4 years to get to that point where he can perform. And I was working for half a year to get to the point to perform there, and it felt kind of the same, you know. It was just a phenomenal experience.
Cool.
Definitely different than a normal gig, you know. It's something completely different.
Okay. We can only really imagine. I mean, obviously you've had the experience. Back to sort of your Tiesto team. Can you tell us a bit more about those? You did a review in Mixmag where you spoke about them, and you know, you work quite closely with a lot of your friends. But who's now involved in Tiesto? Because I take it it must be a much bigger outfit now with more events that you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I have so many people involved. I think altogether 35 people.
Wow.
So if I should name them all, then
No,
That's
of course, yeah. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today. It's really appreciated.
Cool.
And we'll be putting this up on Don't Stay in next week. Oh, no, tomorrow. Sorry.
Tomorrow, nice.
Thank you very much. Look forward to the show tomorrow as well.
Thanks for everything.
Cheers.